Max,
Yep.
do you have an air raid siren?
I
handy?
might.
Hit it. It's time for Monday Morning Fallout. Monday Morning Fallout. Of course, when we overreact to the football weekend, quite a bit to overreact to this weekend. Quite a bit. Let's start with my 3 big thoughts. Thought number 1, the road you travel matters. We talk about this a lot during the playoffs when we're trying to figure out exactly separate. Most playoff games when we get deeper into the playoffs are very tight, and sometimes you have to go based on what you've done in the regular season, who you've beaten on the way, and you figure out exactly who these teams are, and that kind of becomes your decision maker. But I feel like 5 weeks in, there's a number of teams that I feel like you can look at and point out that maybe they're even better than their record indicates based on the road that they've traveled. The one thing that the one that jumps to mind for me is Shiner this week. Shiner's 21-20 win over Goliad is stupid. That's an out of control win. That's so good. Mart's win over Refugio, I know you guys were down there at this, and you guys came away buying the Mart hype.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. All due respect to everyone in 282. Good luck.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a little bit like Newton in 382.
It was
good luck.
It was unfair to watch that split backfield and realize like they can just chip away with you with Shatadrick Bailey, and then they still have Tyreek Horn, and then they still have a capable quarterback, and so the defense was fast. It was something to watch.
Between them, I mean, Newton, you bring up Newton. They've finished their non-district now, which that was basically the one question we had about them was, can they get through non-district unscathed, both from a record perspective and from a health perspective? And the answer to both, one of them is definitely yes. And from what I understand, the other one is yes as well. And they've got an unbelievable resume now. In the bigger school ranks, I mean, the thing is, now we're into district play, and I feel like the teams at the top are a little bit more separated. But to me, that's one of the things that I was struck by is the teams that I really like right now and the teams that I'm very high on are the teams that we know a ton about. And to me, being 5-0 is nice, but if you haven't played anybody, I'm still super skeptical. Perfect example was Plano East. Plano East was a team I was very skeptical of. I was like, all right, you're undefeated, but who have you really played? Right. I think that's a great win over Prosper. Great win. And now, look, I don't think they're going to beat Allen, but now I think, all right.
But they won Allen.
Here's a team that
That's what we heard.
Here's a team that can give them a run, right? At
Maybe.
least give them a challenge. And to me, that's something that I think is worth mentioning.
I think you need to get a little closer than they've gotten over the years before you're ready for them. But we'll see. I would love to be proven wrong.
I think you're probably right, but in any case, that's
competitive football games are better than blowouts.
Agreed. Thought number 2, everything hurts and I'm dying. Hey, let's talk about college football, guys.
Oh, man.
What a weekend. Huh? Let's start with the reason that everything hurts and I'm dying, and it's North Texas losing to Louisiana.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't want.
Guys, all we want, so whether or not you believe us when we say this, here's the truth of the matter. We don't actually care who wins college football games in the state of Texas. As far as, we don't care if, I don't care if Rice.
Who it is.
I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
I don't care, that's the way to put it. I don't care if Rice goes 12-0.
Right.
I don't care if it's Rice. I don't care if it's Tech. I don't care if it's Baylor. I don't care if it's UTSA.
Just please, one of you, go 12-0.
In November, I want to care.
I have been at Dave Campbell's Texas football since 2011.
Yeah.
Essentially, I've never seen a team in the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a team in the BCS when it still existed. The best teams I've seen are those Baylor TCU teams in 13-14, or 14 especially.
Yeah.
The Johnny A&M teams.
Mm-hmm.
Past that, it's just like, unless I'm really forgetting. The Houston Orange Bowl team. They made New Year's Six or
Peach Bowl.
Peach Bowl. Thank you. I don't think of that as a New Year's Six Bowl.
Yeah, that's weird.
All I want is one team to capture my interest late in the season, and unfortunately, I look at the state now, and now that North Texas has a loss, I'm just not sure there is one this year.
Yeah, I saw that game. It was really frustrating because North Texas jumped out to a 21-6 lead. They probably should have just kept the foot on the gas there, but I will say credit to the Louisiana Tech defensive line. They could not block them. And
Lauren Easley going out hurt too.
Yeah, Lauren. Well, it was late.
It was late.
That was late.
Okay.
And so, which I think
Mason Fine playing on one leg for most
the
of
last couple
half.
drives.
Yeah,
I think that was. I will say Seth Luttrell's probably more concerned about that than the loss, because Mason Fine did not look himself toward the end. With obviously he's limping significantly. Lauren Easley had to be taken out of the game. He couldn't finish. But even then, like, North Texas defensive line couldn't block anybody for Louisiana Tech. I think they had 5 sacks on Mason Fine. Took a lot of hits. And even, considering all that, it shows how good North Texas is that they were still a field goal away from winning. But, yeah, it was really disheartening to watch that game.
Now, to be clear, that's not to say there aren't very good teams in the state.
Right.
But even the very good teams did not look at this weekend.
Yeah.
Texas struggled big time with Kansas State. Got the win, and that's not nothing. But they struggled. A&M struggled big time with Arkansas, and that's a red flag for me. That's a big red flag.
Nah, man, that game's just weird.
TCU
It doesn't matter.
TCU struggled with whoosh whoosh whoosh.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I explained that to my wife. I had her watch the video, and she was like,
nice.
She was like, what?
Story County story time.
I just want to say this weekend, nothing was Texas State's fault. They were off.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
All right,
UTEP and UTSA was the Sadness Bowl. Texas Tech lost, and maybe lost Alan Bowman to like a very scary sounding injury.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in any case, everything hurts and I'm dying. And number 3, halfway home. It's really hard to believe it, but believe it or not, this is the midpoint of the Texas high school football regular season, week 6. We're at the midpoint. I don't know that a whole lot has changed at the big school level. Small schools, there's been a lot of shifting. But this is also something that, considering we're halfway home, it's worth noting, and I tweeted this today. Big week for bye. Big week for idle. 31.4% of the UIL teams are off this week. 31.4. 385 teams.
Is this the biggest bye week?
This
of
is the
season?
biggest bye week.
Yeah, okay.
Because there's just a lot of teams that are off. Still a bunch of good games, so we'll get into those. But it's just a big week for idle. So keep an eye on that. We're halfway home. 3 teams to watch.
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry. 3 helmet stickers.
There you go.
We're going to talk a lot about them, and normally I don't like to give a helmet sticker to a guy who's up for Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week.
Come on.
The week belongs to Stanford quarterback Peyton Bevel.
Good Lord.
A state record 786 yards passing, and a state record 12 touchdowns, 789, I'm sorry, and 12 touchdowns, state record,
Say the score.
as they hang 90 on Dillion. 90!
Oh.
He gets a helmet sticker because otherwise we just have to abolish the idea of helmet stickers. If you break 2 state records in one game, guess what?
Helmet sticker.
Helmet sticker. A helmet sticker to Sam Houston State quarterback Ty Brock. Do you see this?
College Station's finest.
Little old Sam Houston State, who we looked like they were left for dead. I thought that when they lost when they lost to Nicholls State last week, I was like, okay, we can be done paying attention to them. They go on the road and beat Central Arkansas in overtime, 34-31, and Ty Brock was great. Threw for 305 yards and a touchdown, ran for another 2 scores and 73 yards. Ty Brock of Sam Houston State gets a helmet sticker, as does Lamar Consolidated kicker Marco Rodriguez.
This guy done a night.
This guy, I mean, you're going to say, yeah, for a kicker, but for a kicker, this kid was great.
Yeah.
He bangs through a 51-yard field goal and a 48-yard field goal. He had 17 total points on the night for Lamar Consolidated. Helmet sticker for Marco Rodriguez. 3 teams to watch. Alvin Shadow
Here
Creek.
they come. The Sharks. Can we just start going,
They are here, guys. First-year varsity program. We knew they were going to have talent because the Alvin area has tons of talent, but, man, their big win over Angleton gets your attention. That is, and you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb.
Oh.
Here we go.
Here we go.
That's the biggest win in program history. Alvin Shadow Creek's team to watch. Watch out for Texas. The only reason I say this is that now, like, we don't know a Texas that's coming off of a win over Kansas State and Manhattan.
Yeah.
We don't know what they are now. But I watched that whole game, And the whole time I kept expecting, here it comes. Like, they're going to blow it. They're going to blow it because I'm just conditioned that way.
Yeah.
But they came out with the win, and I'll tell you, Sam Ehlinger wasn't great all day, but he was great when it mattered. And that's the position you want that team to be in. So their team to watch. And watch out for Brownsville-Hannah. I don't want to say that I called it, but I called it.
Man, you're going to milk this for all it's worth.
Brownsville-Hannah takes down Amarillo Tascosa. A game where Matt Stepp was at, he said that they were grossly outsized by Tascosa, but they played with a fierce defensive front. They ran the ball well. Watch out for Brownsville-Hannah. 3 teams to worry about. Let's worry about Dilion because they gave up 90 points, and they're 2-3 now.
Yeah.
Ugh. We thought this was the year. Maybe not. I'm worried about TCU now. This offense.
Iowa State is awesome.
This offense is a problem.
I'm not worried at all.
They're fine.
Offense is a problem. And I'm worried about Houston-Lamar. Houston-Lamar loses again. They're 2-3 on the year, and that's a team we knew with a new coach there could be some struggles, but I'm worried about Houston-Lamar. That is Monday Morning Fallout.